What is going on, y'all? It is yours truly, the real Sakurai here, and today, of course, I felt like doing another Deadpool video because of the fact you know what, I had this other thought. One of these days I'm probably gonna do like a Deadpool kind of day. Probably call it Deadpool Day, or probably like the day before I go to the movies to watch Deadpool 2. I will probably name it Deadpool Day, but for right now, we're gonna talk more about Deadpool. So. And this one is going to be a reaction to Film Theory, and he basically is going to be talking about, is Deadpool trolling us? Now, I already know the damn answer to that question. Yes, it's Deadpool. He does that on a daily basis. But as always, MatPat is probably gonna make a theory about something else regarding to that, or something else of a totally different nature. So, without further ado, let's look at this real quick.
You know how the whole marketing campaign for Deadpool 2 has been all about Deadpool versus Cable, a story that the fans were craving? Well, what if you walked into the movie, and sure, the first 10 minutes were all this epic duel of Cable fighting Deadpool, but then all of a sudden they start pulling back the cameras, and it's just the characters filming that footage specifically for the trailer.
I would not be surprised.
The shoot, Deadpool pats the actor playing Cable on the back, turns to the audience, says gotcha, and the movie was then actually about something completely different. It would be an entire marketing campaign selling you on a matchup that is completely falsified. It would be one of the greatest movie pranks of all time.
Right,
and honestly, it would make it the most epic Deadpool troll possible. And it would still be poking fun at the movie industry, where scenes are manufactured specifically for trailers just to mislead audiences. Long story short, that's my fantasy choice for what happens in Deadpool 2. It's not gonna happen, but feel free to use it for your third installment, Mr. Pool. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, where the theories are usually wrong, but heck, it's fun to try. I'm like the YouTube equivalent of a participation trophy. So anyway, if you're still shook from Infinity War, well then snap out of it.
Right.
Snap out of it. Because it's time for Deadpool. Despite the huge amount of attention poured on Infinity War over the last couple weeks, Deadpool isn't one that's gonna be left in the dust. I'm not feeling too good, Cable. I'm not ready to go. Don't let me go. But today, I'm not focused on the mark with the mouth. Instead, I want to focus on a member of his team. One character in particular, a character by the name of Peter W.
I don't know much about this Cable fella, but I guarantee he hasn't killed as many people as Melanoma has.
Introduced in the final trailer for Deadpool 2, this powerless average Joe has quickly stolen the hearts of many of the internet. But I'm here today to tell ya, there's more to Peter than meets the eye. I mean, sure, he might seem quiet and unassuming, but if I'm reading the situation right, Peter holds a secret that we're gonna see play out before the end of Deadpool 2. So in the words of the movie's trailer, don't call it a comeback! Because, seriously, I never left in the first place. The YouTube algorithm literally will not let me stop making videos. Now, if you haven't been following the trailers, or you somehow haven't gone to the theaters in the last 4 months, let me bring you up to speed. It all started back in February with the Be Deadpool 2nd campaign, in which the Deadpool Twitter account, which famously only followed Hello Kitty, announced that it would now be following a second random account that retweeted the hashtag BeDeadpool2nd. And despite everyone expecting a Golden Girls or Wolverine follow back, the winner did indeed seem to be an account that came out of nowhere. On March 24th, Deadpool started to follow at PeterW_1974. And yet, this was far from a random choice or simply just a contest winner. Peter W wasn't just an ordinary Twitter account, but rather a comedian named Rob Delaney acting in character. It's a strange move, but still, very Deadpool. Then, just a few weeks ago, it all started to come together when we finally got a good look at who Peter W is in action in the movie's final trailer.
Last but not least, Peter, Any power you want to tell us about?
I don't have one. I just saw the ad.
And honestly, this shouldn't have been a surprise to anyone. We should have seen it coming. Back in trailer 1,
Now,
we
see, I
actually
didn't
see
even
a
watch
brief
the
clip
final
of two
trailer, so
headshots. Someone
because
named
I didn't want to
Bedlam
get
and this
spoiled,
other
but of
guy
course, Matt,
named
that
Peter. So is
gives
Peter
me stuff
W
that
in this
I
movie
haven't
as
seen.
just some random guy there for the lulz like Dopinder in the last movie? Don't be so quick to judge, because clues seem to be lining up that Peter W here may actually have a more important role than simply comic relief. The Deadpool trailers have been pretty darn direct in revealing that this is a movie about the X-Force.
Will be known as X-Force.
Isn't that a little derivative?
You're absolutely right.
There's Domino, who has the ability to manipulate
I
probability,
love her.
Shatterstar, Pennywise over here plays the acid-spitting Zeitgeist, and Bedlam, the guy with the headshot that we saw earlier, an obscure mutant who can mess with electrical equipment as well as the brain's neural field. Which leaves us with Peter. Sorry, Peter W, to be specific. That last letter there might not seem all that important to emphasize until you consider that one of the X-Force's most famous leaders is a mutant by the name of Peter Wisdom. Peter W. Now, if you don't have the kind of religious devotion to Nightcrawler that, well, Nightcrawler has with religion, you can be forgiven for missing the series of comics usually centering around Captain Britain and his cohort. You heard that right. Captain Britain, who has the power to steep tea. He's like Captain America, but replacing the stars and stripes with, well, just stripes, I guess.
Just stripes.
First introduced on page 1 of Excalibur, Volume 1, Issue 86, Peter Wisdom starts his career as a hitman for MI6, the secret intelligence service for the United Kingdom. He eventually quits, has a run-in with Magneto, and this is where Peter W. and the new Deadpool movie first intersect. You see, Peter Wisdom becomes the leader of X-Force and starts wearing an eye patch because it makes him look cool, which I gotta say opens the door for Deadpool to make a lot of jokes at the expense of another certain eye-patched wearing team leader.
I have bigger problems than you.
But a simple name and a team aren't our only connections here. In the comic source material, Peter was British, which may not be the obvious case for Deadpool 2's Peter W, but on Twitter, at PeterW_1974 is following a primary school in Henley-on-Thames, which, if the name doesn't give it away, ain't Brooklyn. It's definitely an odd detail for a Twitter profile that's dedicated to this one single character. Furthermore, in an in-character interview with the website Birth Movies Death, Peter mentions that his father was a detective, which, wouldn't you know it, is also true of Peter Wisdom's father in the comics, who just so happened to work for Scotland Yard. There are also some more meta clues that Peter in the trailers might actually be Peter Wisdom. If we look at the trailers, it's clear that this kid is the focal point of the new movie, a kid that Deadpool calls Russell. This makes him almost definitely Russell Collins, aka Fire Fist, a powerful mutant with the ability to not just control fire like Pyro,
Only manipulate.
So he's carrying it. So
but
he's
to
carrying the
summon
comics
fire
too.
out of nothing.
Ain't this some shit?
So what does Russell have to do with Peter Wisdom? Well, nothing
I didn't know
directly,
nothing about
but
the
Pete
damn kid
Wisdom's
until
mutant
Matt
power
just
might
said
make him a
something.
good counterbalance. You see, Pete Wisdom's most famous mutant ability is his hot knives, conjuring fiery blades at his fingertips to serve as knives or projectiles. He's like a living, breathing, 1,000-degree knife challenge. But using those hot knives requires that he also has a source of energy. In the comics, Peter summons energy from the sun, but he also is able to absorb power and heat from attacks and explosions. So if there were an ideal X-Force member to wrangle an out-of-control firebug like Russell, someone like Peter who could absorb their raging energy might be the perfect person to do it. And also someone who doesn't realize they can do it until, say, midway through the movie.
Yeah,
Now, if you're a
that's
loyal
probably
theorist,
gonna
you
be
know
it.
that right now is the best part of the episode. Now's the part where I pull out the evidence that I've been hiding away to really drive home the connection between these two tenuously linked characters in order to totally blow your mind. So get ready, here it comes. There is nothing. Seriously, I was looking all over the place for more connections, pouring through old Excalibur and X-Force comics looking to link Peter Wisdom to this incredible Twitter account, but there's not a whole lot else there. There's just a lot of things that don't quite add up. You see, the Peter Wisdom from the comics is a cynical chain smoker with a hard edge and flexible morals. If you read through all his Twitter posts, Peter W. IRL is just a mild-mannered beekeeper who's strongly against using drugs. He hates swearing and is easily fooled by basic Photoshop skills. When Peter Wisdom in the comics joins the Excalibur team, he's a swinging single and dedicates a lot of his time to having a fling with Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, while Peter W. claims to be happily married to a woman named Susan who, if you read between the lines in the tweets, appears to be cheating on him. That's just a mini theory, though. Sure, in the Ultimate Comics universe, Peter
Damn.
Wisdom's power is derived from a serum, much like Deadpool's power from the first movie, so maybe that's where things are headed there. But honestly, Peter W. is fairly different in almost every single way, which makes me think that something is clearly wrong here. And that's when it hit me. Peter W. is a nobody with no special powers. He is exactly what the trailer is selling him as because Deadpool is playing a much bigger joke, and it's on us, the theorists of the internet. Deadpool execs know exactly how much trailers get extensively scanned and analyzed these days by rabid fanboys looking to expose the hidden secrets before the movie gets released. Just look at my nearly 16-minute long video from just a few weeks ago about the missing Infinity Stone that spanned dozens of movies and TV shows and trailers, and ultimately it amounted to nothing when Infinity War came out. Same with my Last Jedi predictions. Same thing for most of our prediction theories, quite honestly. What better meta Deadpool joke is there in 2018 than to dangle a big juicy question mark in front of our faces? Like some average Joe who just so happens to share a letter and a name with a character in a similar story as the comics that the directors are pulling from, and then just Last Jedi it away. Peter's Twitter account here is just a litany of hidden comics jokes. Peter W underscore 1974. Well, 1974 is the first year Wolverine graced the pages of a Marvel comic, in just another reference to Deadpool's best frenemy forever. One of his pinned tweets was of Deadpool riding a tiger with wings, which is just a reference to the classic rainbow Deadpool meme. Peter's wife Susan seems to be cheating on her husband with her personal trainer named Gus, who may or may not be a reference to minor X-Men character Gus Grimm. The fact that the team working on this movie has given out enough information to know it's Peter W, but haven't actually revealed his full name when they've exposed pretty much every other character, it's almost as if Deadpool is inviting us to fall into his trap, to make our own theory. Go ahead and let Peter W reflect whatever you want him to be, because when he ultimately ends up being nobody like we told you in the trailer, it'll make it all the funnier. Peter W is just an absolutely average human being with nothing special to offer the team outside of his unending optimism. It's the ultimate Deadpool joke, purposely leading us in one direction through the trailers and other online marketing tools, only to pull the rug out from under us for the laughs later. Knowing how Deadpool tends to operate, Peter's likely to get himself horrifically killed in the first real dangerous situation he comes across. At which
Don't
point,
say that,
I
Matt.
wouldn't be so
Please
surprised
don't
if
say
Deadpool
that.
turned to the camera and said, "Hope that didn't ruin your fan theory." Well, sorry, Deadpool. I hope I didn't just ruin your punchline. Actually, I kind of hope it did, because that would mean that one of these prediction theories was actually right for a change. But hey, that's just a theory. A film
Oh, don't
theory.
do that, Jesus.
And do me
Ever
a favor
since
and actually send this
Infinity War
video
came
to
out, that meme has been just going crazy.
Peter_W_1974 on Twitter. Make sure you include me in that tweet at MattPatGT. Peter W has apparently done interviews in the past, so maybe he'll respond or react to this theory sometime before the release of the movie, which would be incredible. So if you could raise this to his attention, that would be amazing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button that you see on screen right now, so that way if he does respond, you'll be the first to know if we do feature it on the channel. And heck, if you've missed my last Deadpool episodes, well then click the boxes you see on screen. The one to the left is how Deadpool is secretly Ernest Hemingway, which is undoubtedly one of my most absurd theories of all time, and the one to the right is how you could kill Deadpool. Should be a lot of fun.
Well, I already know I'm only watching both of those. I already know. Probably won't say that for Deadpool Day. Who knows? But anyway, you guys, I expect nonetheless from Deadpool. Yeah, sure. And it's, you know, it's the same thing with I was gonna already say it's the same thing with Infinity War, because everybody, including me, were speculating about Adam Warlock to be in the next one, and now the Russos, you know, confirmed that Adam Warlock wasn't gonna be in the next Avengers movie, which is completely fine because they can go the other route with Captain Marvel and the rest of the surviving Avengers fighting off Thanos until, you know, he's finally subdued, because that did happen in the another comic concerning Thanos. And also, I don't know why they said that this one, the one that just came out, was gonna be based on, or maybe it was a little based on it, because they didn't touch that much to the Infinity Gauntlet comic issue. But I can honestly guarantee that the next Avengers is gonna touch the Infinity, that other Infinity comic issue where I was just mentioning about Captain America and the rest, and Captain Marvel all fighting Thanos off and whatnot. But yeah, that's going to be it for this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video if you would like. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Reddit, however you want to choose, however you want to go about it. As such, this has been The Real Sakurai, and I cannot wait for Deadpool 2. Peace.